Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's podcast. I'm Subodh Mishra, Director of Communications at ISS, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you tuning in. We are the pulse of governance, but we're today deviating a bit to discuss the securities class action industry. I'm very pleased to be joined by Jeff Lubitz, who is Executive Director with our ISS Securities Class Action Services business. Jeff has been very instrumental in the recent launch of our redesigned RecoverMax platform, which is used by SCAS subscribers to soup to nuts manage their class actions recovery workflow. And he is here today to tell us about it. So, Jeff, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm pleased to be here with you today.
Great. Well, let me jump right in. And, to start, maybe you can tell us a bit about yourself and what you've been doing for the SCAS business.
Absolutely. I've been with ISS for a period of over 8 years through what you can call 2 different stints. In my current role with SCAS, which I've occupied now for 3+ years, I have responsibility for the strategic direction and vision of the SCAS business, managing client services and relationships, and all thought leadership activities like white papers, reports, newsletters, speaking engagements, and social media. And finally, I field media requests when articles about securities litigation are considered. It's been certainly rewarding to see SCAS sourced and quoted within publications such as Forbes, Fortune Magazine, Bloomberg Law, and Law 360.
Good to hear, and I'll certainly second that. It's nice to work with you on the media side. But let me dig in to ask what led to this month's extensive innovations to the RecoverMax platform.
Ultimately, Subodh, it was the desire to bring more benefits and value to our clients. We wanted to expand upon the current research and claims filing offerings. We knew, based upon a vast number of client discussions, that we had a very good solution with RecoverMax. However, as technology evolves, we also knew we can offer more. So more in terms of functionality, more in terms of transparency, and more in terms of delivering critical content to the forefront of what SCAS is already doing on behalf of our clients. And by this last point, I mean showcasing directly onto the RecoverMax platform the quantity of claims being filed and the recoveries that are taking place for each of our SCAS clients.
Very interesting. I will look forward to taking a peek. And so how did the team go about prioritizing what to include and what not to include?
Sure, Subodh. Well, we internally actually debated this very question for weeks prior to any decisions. Ultimately, the business and product teams knew that to truly deliver the best platform innovations possible, we had to have significant client and industry feedback. My colleagues and I personally spoke with dozens of clients, and these discussions span geographic regions and firm types as well. So, for example, we spoke to a number of mutual funds, hedge funds, pension funds, and superannuation funds. We wanted to gain insight from a really broad group of clients. And we spoke with law firms and D&O insurance firms to get their perspective too. I am very proud of the detailed process undertaken to ensure we not only knew what the client pain points were, but we wanted to know what their preferences and wish lists in terms of product enhancements.
Right. And so based on your due diligence with clients, I mean, what are the key features that they are really most excited to see?
Sure. So based upon that client feedback that I described above, we were able to deliver in this initial release 4 innovative product launch platforms that are really exciting. Most excitingly, we have added new interactive dashboards that deliver a visual picture of the claims filing and recovery statistics for a 3-year period. So in short, we're delivering full transparency and specific details for each client. This is something users can personalize and modify to their individual preference. Number 2, we've enhanced the searching functionality. Our analysis of client usage data told us this was an important part of the RecoverMax platform. So not only did we provide a universal search bar to minimize user clicks, but we significantly improved the advanced search capabilities as well. Number 3, we significantly redesigned the case profile pages to give clients key data points in a more logical order or flow. Based upon the client consultations, we also added the ability for users to download security IDs into Excel and export the full case profile records into a PDF format. And lastly, one item that we also included that I wanted to share with you was we enhanced the overall navigation of the platform to provide clients with the ability to further personalize their usage experience for data points that are important to each specific individual user.
Wow, well, hats tip and kudos to your product team, Jeff. And sticking with them, what is your product roadmap, I suppose, looking like for the next 6 to 12 months or 12 to 18 months?
Well, that's a great question, Subodh. And I am reminding SCAS clients that this major release taking place right now is truly just the beginning of the enhancement calendar, not the end. So, for example, we know that based upon the client discussions and feedback that I noted earlier, clients have a thirst for additional content. As such, our plan is to create the SCAS Thought Leadership Library within RecoverMax. This will allow clients to have direct access to SCAS's white papers and reports, and also to our educational webinars as well. This release is currently slotted for early September. But we're not going to stop there, Subodh. As you likely know, SCAS delivers great value through the automated email alerting system. We keep clients proactively up to date on key case developments through the entire life cycle of litigation. By year end, we expect to deliver improvements to the alerts by modifying the content a bit, refining the look and feel, and perhaps most exciting to our clients, allowing users to personalize the actual timing or receipts of the alerts. And then the third important part of our product roadmap scheduled for Q1 2021 includes further advances to the reporting capabilities for our claims filing and portfolio monitoring clients. We know that reporting is a key component of the relationship that clients have with SCAS. Today, we deliver robust reports that highlight the key components of that offering, eligibility of new cases or settlements, claims filing activity, and specific recovery details. However, at the same time, we know that SCAS can provide even more value by delivering visual improvements, things like charts, graphs, trends analysis, etc. We plan to engage with clients on this topic in the coming months to further define exactly what is needed, and we're going to deliver those benefits in early 2021. And then lastly, Subodh, I do want to also reinforce that other ongoing improvements are occurring as well. We expect continuous client feedback, and as such, we're doing our best to include other items that assist client research and processes within the three major releases I mentioned.
Wow, that's very ambitious, Jeff, and yeah, I certainly will stay tuned to see how this all plays out. It's very exciting. And speaking of exciting, I want to close by talking money here, and namely what the state of play is for recoveries in 2020 year to date, and how that compares with past years.
Absolutely, Subodh. The state of securities litigation in 2020 remains robust. In terms of newly filed actions around the globe, we're on track for approximately the same number of cases as in 2019, but it's important to note that 2019 was a record year, so the strong pace of litigation continues. That's especially true in the United States in the federal court system. If we speak to settlement dollars, 2020 year to date is vastly outperforming 2019. In the U.S., for example, we've experienced more than $4.2 billion in settlements for the year versus $3.1 billion in all of 2019. We've already observed 8 settlements this year greater than $100 million, including 2 settlements, Valiant Pharmaceuticals and American Realty Capital, that have surpassed $1 billion. We didn't have anything of this size in 2019. Outside the U.S., newly filed actions remain strong in Australia, Germany, Denmark, and the United Kingdom. Plus, we've seen new actions, for example, in countries like Israel, Italy, and New Zealand. However, to be frank, non-U.S. settlements continue to linger. Many of the countries don't have what I would call a culture to settle, and thus the litigation takes an incredible long period of time. This is especially true in Germany, and Volkswagen is a good example where the diesel emission scandal action has been going on for many, many years right now. It's just a slower process than what we have here in the United States. The only exception I'd say is Australia, where we have already experienced in 2020 4 settlements that have totaled over $100 million.
Wow. It sounds like it's shaping up to be a banner year, and I certainly hope that investors are paying attention. Jeff Lubitz, thank you so much for joining us. This has been very insightful and informative. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, Subodh. I enjoyed our time together.
Yeah, I certainly hope to get you back on another program. And in the meantime, let me thank all of our listeners for tuning in, and please do join us for our next session. In the meantime, take care and goodbye.